It's Perp back with another video, and I just got done watching Let the Right One In Season 1, Episode 9. Next week is the official finale, and this is the penultimate episode. But yeah, I appreciate it, like I said, once again, for all the love, all the likes. Keep them coming. Make sure you comment, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at PerpMinder420. With all that being said, let's get right into it. So we pick up where the last episode left off, where, you know, Mark wakes up and he ends up seeing the pastor. I'm like, wait, is the pastor in on it? But there's something that I want to talk about with this whole entire scene, but it seems to be a hallucination, and and it's making me think about things. But anyways, he kind of snaps out of it, and he's waking up by Matt. And it's interesting to see Mark in this situation where in the beginning of the season, he was the one that was torturing or, you know, trying to get information out of Isaiah's father. And that parallel was so crazy to me. And he's caught up in some shit right now. Ellie's not picking up the phone. Isaiah and Ellie are just sitting there macking, you know what I'm saying? Just talking back and forth. But this is the episode where Ellie turns into a straight goon, and I love it. We'll get into that very shortly. As Matt is torturing Mark to get information on him, like, what is going on? Why do I have a dead guy and his body parts is all over the place? Matt has already sent somebody to the house where he's staying at. He already knows everything he needs to know about Mark, and Ellie automatically just goes into straight goon mode. And I really like this scene. It was really tense because he didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but Isaiah's kind of like scared, freaked out a little bit. But seeing Ellie just trying to choke out this grown-ass man was hilarious. But, you know, she's got vampire power, so as this is going on, catching up with Claire, she's just completely traumatized by everything and is really fed up with Peter's bullshit, even though it took this to happen for Peter to be like, all right, I'll listen to you. It's hilarious. But then we get this really cute scene of, like, you know, Isaiah and Ellie just having this heart-to-heart moment and just really trying to, like, Isaiah's really trying to gather all this information. You could tell that he's terrified, but he also just wants to be there for her no matter what. And he also says that he loves her, and I was like, oh, how adorable. But then shit just goes left as Ellie decides to go look for her father, you know what I'm saying, tries to figure things out. Matt decides to leave one of his homeboys to watch over Mark. He's like, yo, he's still reliable, do not kill him. But of course he's not gonna listen. He's just gonna torture him because it's like, yo, you, like, literally killed one of my men, so we're gonna just torture you. And Ellie, hearing this conversation of what Mark sent to her over voicemail, that shit was heartbreaking, and it just made her kind of get right into action to try to find where Mark's location is. And I love this, like, she's got the gun pointing at old dude, and just like dude's like tries to say, oh, you're not gonna pull that trigger and whatnot, and she cocks that shit back. She's like, you think I'll play it? I loved it, bro. That was epic. Meanwhile, Matt is able to get back to Claire and tells Claire, like, look, I know this guy and he's hiding out some type of vampire. I want you to meet up with him. We can try to see what's good. And as they're going to this warehouse spot, Ellie and the dude, whatever, he got him at gunpoint. And she's like, yo, I don't have to use this gun to kill you, bro. And just like, that was so ill. But here's where I feel like, I don't know, maybe this pastor or priest was real, maybe he wasn't, because as Matt's homeboy is torturing Mark, he starts to kind of hallucinate, and you have the priest kind of talking to him like, yo, you could still repent. And you could just say, like, all this is like really messing up Mark's head right now. And I'm just thinking, like, when he confessed, was that somebody from his past, or was that even real? You know what I'm saying? Because he also tells Ellie later on in the episode that, you could talk to this person. And I don't know. It was really odd and bizarre, but I like the psychological stuff that's happening with Mark right now. And it's interesting. We get a scene between Isaiah and his mom as he sneaks back in and into her room and tries to just ask her, like, when's the last time you prayed? And he's just kind of like, it's interesting that he is tapping into more of like the religious, spiritual type of side, like where he actually wants to kind of help Eleanor make sure she's okay. And he's obviously really scared. He just wants to try to help her as much as possible. But Ellie really knows that anything happens to Isaiah, I don't know what I would do with myself. Speaking of Ellie, this is where I say, like, she went full goon mode. She went full savage. She pulls up to this place and, she kind of gets caught off guard because she's seeing Mark being tortured, and she starts to kind of snap. Her eyes start to glow. And I really think what triggered it is when Mark said, like, you're just a kid, don't, or where he told Matt, don't hurt my daughter, she's just a kid. I think something like that triggered her, but then goes off and just kills everybody in this room. You know what I'm saying? I'm not my mistake, it wasn't Matt. He doesn't pull up just yet, but she just kills this dude, and as all you can see is Mark's facial expressions at this point, while just blood is going everywhere. Sparks are flying, and you see a head roll, and I'm just like, oh my god, she ripped this dude's head off. That was crazy. So then when a gunshot goes off, Matt goes in to see what's going on, puts the gun to Ellie, and you know what I'm saying, this is where things go automatically left, where Matt says, you know what, F this, I'm gonna get some sunlight in here, and has a kind of a back and forth with Ellie. But then Mark's able to get loose, pops Matt in the head, smooth, clean, covers Ellie up, and Claire sees all of this, and she's just completely heartbroken when she sees Matt just laid out there. So she's definitely going through some shit. She lost her father, now she lost Matt. She doesn't know what to do with Peter. She almost died. So I don't blame Claire at this point. Like, she has every ingredients right now to just go full villain, and we'll get into that very shortly. Because we cut over to Naomi, and she's thinking she's gonna get in trouble for doing some other shit on the side, but no, she's getting help from, I forget exactly what her position is, but she's getting help from somebody, and we get all this information that this person that the fingerprints linked to other murders outside of the country, so they don't stay around that long. And you got to think to yourself, like, Naomi is definitely not stupid, but she's not thinking of Mark right away. But I think that's going to change going into the finale. So Mark and Ellie have no other choice but to leave town, but so sudden, I feel like it's a huge red flag, and I think that's going to be a huge red flag for Naomi to kind of put the two and two together. And I think she's thinking that in the back of her mind, but she's like, nah, no way. And now Ellie has to go say goodbye to Isaiah. And this definitely has to be one of my favorite moments. Like, every moment with Isaiah and Ellie were so dope. But before we get into that real quick, you have Claire telling Peter, like, you're going to do exactly what I say and when I say it. So she's plotting on something. I don't know what that is. Also, Mark is breaking things up with Naomi, and she just completely is heartbroken. And I think her mind's going to start going crazy as far as just speculations on what Mark could be up to. Now, as Ellie finally says her goodbyes to Isaiah, this was really sad and heartbreaking, but so well shot. You see kind of like the lens flare and the light in the background and stuff like that. It was just really sad, and I feel like Isaiah kind of took that like a G, but he's definitely feeling some type of way. But before they can even leave, they get a knock at the door. There's like, who could it be? And they open the door. It's Claire. So Claire is definitely up to something. She definitely is probably going to get some revenge. So maybe what Ellie did wasn't bad. Maybe Matt was trying to do it the more non-violent way to kind of find out a solution. But I feel like eventually Claire was going to dispose of dispose of Ellie and dispose of Mark when it was all said and done, because she really only cares about her brother. She's not going to really care about Ellie like that. But I think she's going to sway Mark in a way, make him feel comfortable, make Ellie feel comfortable, and then, or my thought was she was going to sick Peter on Ellie or kill Mark. That could still be on the table. Anything could happen in this final episode. They even allude to the possibility of Mark not being there. Like I think it was the pastor asked them, or the priest that asked them, like, what are you gonna do when you're not here? How is she gonna survive? Great episode overall. Let me know how you guys felt about this episode. I cannot wait for this finale. It just keeps getting better and better. I don't want this to end. I'm ready for season 2. Let me know your thoughts. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.